Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays.
A lot of people, this is their goal. They're like, I want to become the UFC champion. They get it done, and then what happens after in their next fight? They lose it, or they lose track of what really matters. So some guys, like Kobe, for example, he's walking around with the belt. When Usman whips his, then what's gonna happen? You're gonna walk around with that belt. How you gonna feel? Like, I did it against Whitaker as well. You see it. There's times when he'll like, I'll put a clip up of this. It's like a simple one, shifting, real simple, subtle thing. Just move, 2-step, 1, 2. That's it.
This really isn't for me. This is for like the young generation coming up who get to see someone they can relate to, someone who is of my essence, if you will, a combat athlete that they can feel like, man, my sport, you know, like Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling is up there with the likes of the All Blacks, the Black Caps and the Tall Blacks and New Zealand's top sporting teams. And we're on the level playing field. And like I said, we've been doing this for a long time, so this is for them. And this is for my team, City Kickboxing. This is for my coach, Eugene Behrman, because without him, my career I wouldn't be here.
After Atlanta, my coach, he was kind of worried because I was going to Nigeria, I was going to all these shows. I got to like show it off, flex it, but he's my coach. So Eugene's like, man, you know, don't think you're the champ yet. But I'm like, yeah, I'm the champ. But then there was a point when we moved gyms, and I just kind of, all right, put in this box with everything else. And then he kind of posted about it because he saw like, okay, the switch happened. Like, it's game time now. So same thing, I'm doing my tour right now, victory tour, walk around, do all this shit. But then even being at the fights last weekend, I got FOMO because, you know, after the fights, I see what's up, people talking about me, rah. So I'm like, man, I got to get back to the gym. So when I get back, I don't even look at this thing.
Find the interview, I said, like 50 Cent when he dropped in the club and then he shut down the rap game for like 6 to 8 years. I told you guys, once Africans get a taste of MMA, they're gonna realize like, shit, I can be great at this, not just football. It's gonna be a rap.
Growing up in Nigeria was, for me, a blessing. And I feel everyone should, no matter where they come from. As an adult now, I realize how good I had it back home. Because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. As a young person or a small boy, you kind of think, if I go over there, it'd be awesome, it'd be cool. But now as an adult, I'm like, man, I'm trying to go back home now. I canceled my trip to Europe because I really want to go home after this fight with my belt. And me and Kamaru can do a little tour around Nigeria. But like, yeah, so, and then when he came to the cage, you know, so you saw me when I walked up, I stomped the yard, and I entered the cage. And when he came in, I could feel it. He was like, let's go, you know, beating his chest, the thing he did. He took about a minute and a bit before he looked me in the eyes, and I was looking at him the whole time. Like a cat, you corner, even a chicken, get one of your chickens, corner it like a rooster. It's dangerous. When you corner any kind of beast, they'll attack you at any point. So I could see him pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and the whole time, like he was the hunted, and I was the hunter. So I was watching him, and I could feel it, like, you're not really about this, and he's trying to hype himself. Let's go.
Listen, I'm just serious. We have this culture of tall puppy syndrome, which is messed up. Coming up in this country, I've seen it so many times. When you see one of us rising, you want to tear him down because you feel inadequate and you want to call it humble. I am extraordinarily humble, believe me. But you'll never know that because you never get to know me. Understand this. If you see one of us shining, whether it be the netball team, the Black Caps, the Sailors, pump them up, embrace them. Because if they win, we win. If I win, you win.
Never really had to struggle, really. I was kind of spoiled, to be honest, because my father was very well off. My mom, they had a lot of businesses. They, you know, worked for some big companies, and I didn't even know how to bathe for myself till I was about 8 or 7 or something, because we had housemaids cooking for us, bathing us. And it wasn't until like, I think maybe 8 years old, I realized this wasn't like every kid that had that. So I was like, nah, I can do it myself now.
Because you know how like Brazil will be running the game for a while, then America will be running, then Japan, then Oceania, you know? I'm telling you, once Africans taste it, it's over for the game for a long time.
Honestly, I didn't realize how strong I was. I was a scrawny little kid, and these two big boys trying to dunk me in the urinal. And I remember my strength, my frames were so strong. I was, like, you know when they say mothers can lift up cars? Yeah, that shit's real. Like, cause these guys, they like rugby players for the school. They should have dunked me easily. my frames were so strong they would not get me. And yeah, that was one of my last times where I felt like, nah, enough is enough. And I'm sick of this shit. I learned how to defend myself a little bit after that, but more in Wanganui when I moved to Wanganui. Then I learned Muay Thai after watching the movie Ong Bak. It was a movie that kind of made Muay Thai like mainstream to the world. I could see it when he would like bounce, bounce. All right, I'm ready to go. You shift, you disrupt the pattern. Okay, reset, but to attack. You know, even Wonder Boy did it to Luke K past weekend. You know, whenever he was bouncing, he's gonna bounce, and then Wonder Boy shifts. So he was doing it with the offense, bounce, attack. So he was just, it's all about rhythm. You know what it was? I got in his head, and everyone, like, when I can see this kind of stuff, man. Before the fight, the press conference, when he was talking and acting all unbothered and stuff like that, and I was like, what? He's acting out of character. He put this meme up, right? And then people thought I was affected by the meme, but all that showed me was like, you've never talked shit or poked fun at anyone you're fighting, but somehow suddenly you're poking fun at me. That's showing your first card, showing your first hand. And a lot of things he did throughout the like backtracking and whatnot, I was like, you're showing me your hand, you're acting out of character. Even my coach said the same thing, and I said, just do what got you to the dance.